camera two.
Okay.
Mark, roll it.
Welcome back to the Gab. We are so thrilled to be able to have so much great programming for you here in the Trenton studio. We're talking about Giving Tuesday and the holidays in general. And we're here with the Smith Family Foundation and one of their grantees. And Gabby, tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I love that story of the garden that we heard just a little bit earlier. But now we have Nikki Anders, right?
Yes.
And you are part of that arm that goes and outreach. So you, the director of that arm, right?
Yes.
Tell us how important outreach is all about.
First, tell us about your foundation, too.
Yes.
A little bit about your
Oh my
foundation
gosh.
and the name and a little bit more about your mission.
Yes, we go short by saying life, but it's Legacy International.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit based here in the city of Trenton, sponsored heavily by the Smith Family Foundation for like their support and their belief in us, because there's plenty of times we want to be like, we don't want to do this. But they be like, no,
Is
keep
that
going.
true, Catherine?
And it keeps going, but we do community outreach. We heavily focus on youth and family and getting word out in the city of Trenton. Because as you know, Trenton is small, but Trenton is big in a way as far as getting information out. So part of our main thing is the HUD Community app, which puts all the information. We try to get everything that goes out in the city to the community, so that way they have resources available to them. They know where to get food pantries. It came about during COVID. So it was like everyone needed information, but there was no one place to find it. So we decided to come up with this community app that would tell people where they can get food for their kids,
Nice.
where they
So
can.
it's an app.
It's the app on
So
your
what is the,
Android.
the
It's
name
called
of
the
the
HUD
app?
Community HUD
The
app.
HUD Community.
And it's because
part
we
of that, right?
yes,
Thank you. I knew it would
yes.
happen. I got right on there. I was
Yes.
in the know.
Because
So what do
we-
you do exactly with that app?
The app is we put information on what's going on in the community
Okay.
as far as resources where people can get medical attention.
Okay.
They can get food pantry bags. It has all the list of food pantries
That
in the
is
city of
awesome.
Trenton.
It is
It has
awesome.
all the resources available. If you need to go, even the anchor stuff where you can fill out and get that check, it's right there on the app.
So Nikki is one of your example, right? She's one of
Grantees.
your grantees.
She's one of our grantees.
So so now tell us, how hard is the 30-step program?
Did you have to do 30 She's not.
No.
Nikki's in the incubation center.
Yeah,
So they're in the incubation
Yeah,
center.
we're
So
not
doing-
doing steps.
they're
We're not
doing
doing
the
incubation center. We want to hear more about that center. And I want to see what you thought, Catherine, when Nikki had this idea and the foundation was formed with the CEO. Did you say, this is such a cool concept? This is something that's needed in Trenton? Or did you say, like, I'm not sure if it fits into our mission? I know this is getting into the weeds, but
Yes.
what was
No,
your
no,
thought?
no.
She
Nikki
believed in
and
us
from
right
the
away.
beginning,
Right
From the very
Yes.
start.
Ooh,
from
I
the
love
very
that.
start. So
Okay, that's
Nikki
great.
and her partner, Mian,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
came through, we were talking about the purple ribbon before.
Yes.
So it
Yes,
starts
yes.
off with the community empowerment classes. And
Awesome.
Nikki and me came through the community empowerment classes. Now,
Ooh.
this is an interesting piece, but because we don't give grants for the community empower class. They actually pay us for
Right.
to come into those classes. It's $125.
I think I know
which
about
is a
this.
very nominal fee.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Based on what they get, because it's 6 weeks full of intensive work, learning how to do nonprofits, whether or not you even need a nonprofit.
Right,
There's
right, right.
So
You might-
many in this city. Oh my gosh,
There's so many.
So many.
And
And you have
so
to be real about whether they need to
and you
make
have
do
to
it or
be
not.
real.
Right.
You have to ask yourself these hard questions. Do I really need to do this?
Yes.
And what they are doing is so unique that there was no other organization out here doing it, especially with the HUT Community app.
Yes.
They do some amazing work with that, but I don't want to pass by their leadership training program that they do in the summertime. They
Yes.
work
Hear
with
about
high
that.
school students. It is amazing work that they're training them and getting them ready for a career.
Ooh, let's hear a little
So
bit more about
the,
that workshop in the summer
The
camp.
summer camp
Yes.
program is 6 weeks of intense work. The kids decide what what they're going to major in college. So they come up and they say, this is what I want to do. We get them somebody that's in that field. They interview the person. They go through every step of learning that field before you put that on your your college application. Because you don't want, the thing is, we all got those degrees back in the day that we never used. Now we pay
used my degree
Now
now.
we
Right,
use,
come on.
we pay,
I
we
use it
pay,
every
yeah,
day.
I tried, but because for example, Mian got his degree in engineering, and I was like, have you ever used that? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
We like, so we just want to cut like that, like get to the chase. Like some kids realize that, you know what, I can go to a trade school.
Yes,
Other
so
options
important.
And there's other options out
Yes.
there. So we try to
Community
match them
college,
out,
too.
and we do try to match them out with courses in the community college.
Right.
Okay, this is your major, you want to be a nurse. Mercer County College has one of the best nursing programs.
do.
You don't even have to go outside of Trenton to get that. And you get the
KC
best
right there.
internship at Robert Wood Johnson. So we try to get them those information,
is
like
so
why would you want to
awesome.
go outside of town? We have a nurse that we would get nurses or doctors. One kid was the hardest. He said he wanted to be a brain surgeon.
Oh.
And I called everywhere. I finally got one though.
Oh, wow.
And he had to interview the doctor. So it's like,
nice.
what did you go to school for? How intense was the training?
Right.
And the doctors or whoever they interview are really real with them. Like, okay, this is the path you want to be on. I will mentor you through it.
Nice.
But this is the step you have to take. It's not going to be easy. They tell them how many hours they're going to have to study, how much of their personal life they're going to have to give up for those choices. And then they decide, like, okay, I want to major in this and I'm
Right.
going to do it.
And also you said that you had that connection from where the source of the company is.
It's we are from Liberia, so
Liberia.
we yes. So the
Right.
Hut community is based on if any African movies, anything, we go to the Palava Hut. That was our social media. That's where the elders would give people.
She carries her. I think those should be the
sign.
brand extravaganza session.
Oh, absolutely. We can talk about those bracelets.
We carry that with us because if it wasn't for the people that poured into us, we wouldn't be here. And us being from another country coming here, we always want to give back. So we also,
See?
part of our organization, also sponsor kids to go to school in Liberia. We started off with 4 kids, now we at 15. And we make a trip to go
Congratulations,
back
that's
to
great.
make sure that they're getting a proper education.
See, and this is
And they
this
do
is
what they have to
What
do.
I love about that whole system of giving back.
All starts with
Yeah.
them.
It starts with the
you
Smith
know,
family
it
and Giving
starts
Tuesday
here,
and the
look
recipients.
at that. It goes all the way over there.
Yeah.
Does. I have a
Yes.
question for you. Where do the recruits come from? Because the hardest part is getting people, young people, to buy into the mission and understand the value that you have. So where do they come from? Is it from the high schools? Is there one
Yes,
particular
it's a
school
lot of-
that's a feeder? Tell us
No,
about that
it's
process.
a lot of work we do. We deal with kids from foundation. I'm always in a community, so I mentor kids in a community. So it's easy for me to, what you interested in being? What do you want? I have a summer program. Register for this program and learn. So it's all about networking
It
and
is.
talking to kids. And when they feel comfortable, everyone wants to be something in life. And the thing is, they just need somebody to kind of guide them and give them.
Right.
And with the Smith Family Foundation did for us, we tried to like pay it forward. So even when we go back home, when I went to Liberia, it was one of the things I told the people in the community, like those mothers, like you have people rooting for your kids that you never even met,
Oh,
that
I
you
love
probably
that.
would never even
That is
meet.
true.
And they know they have a whole support team that they have never met. They just seen pictures.
So it was during COVID that you got the funding to start this, is that right? Tell us how many years ago and some of the progress
Oh my
that you've
gosh,
made.
it was, we started off the foundation before COVID, and the life started off in about 2004. Then it kind of like dwindled down, and we weren't doing nothing. But then we started having like little conversations like, what do we do? But when COVID started, it was like that be still moment where you can look at yourself and be like, okay, I have goals, I have a purpose,
Yes.
this is
This
what
is
I
the
want
time.
to do.
A
And then
purpose in life
everything
is
just came
Because people
in
didn't
line.
have those resources.
They
didn't know what was
didn't.
open
And
what
I
was
remember,
closed.
yeah, I remember
Yes,
when
that's
we started
perfect timing
talking
for your
about it, it was
organization.
like, can we really do this? And Mian was like, okay, I can build an app if you do the legwork and get all the information. And because of my resource and my connection with the city, I'm like calling everybody, like, where do they give COVID shots? Where do they do this? So it was like trying to find out resources. So now when people say there's nothing to do in Trenton, I pull up my app. I'd be like,
Yes,
you got
this
like
is what
25
you're doing.
things to do
Exactly.
this weekend.
Today.
So
That
you,
is
Yeah.
so
just go.
awesome.
But we also have good people that follow us. Like we have we have the Smith family. We have Anzilla's Crown, which is a partner with us. We have Empowerment House. We have like good people that like those voices come like, you can't do this, and then people come and be like, yes, you
Yes, you
can. You got to
can.
keep
Yeah.
going
Keep
and doing
going.
this because
right.
people need this. And when Terrell talks about the app, it like just boosts me up. I feel
Oh,
like,
he
oh, now
does.
we
He
got to
shows up.
update the app. 'cause
Yes,
it's
you
just-
have to update
So
the app.
right here with your grantee is a great example. Like you know her before COVID, and now it's like few years. So really, like even when you do have that grantee, it's a lifetime relationship.
It's a lifetime relationship.
Yes.
Even when people graduate out of our program, we still they still have our phone number. They call if they need something. They call. Can you introduce me to this person? Can you do it's
Right.
It's
A
a,
lifetime.
partnership.
It is
It's
a
a lifetime.
partnership.
It's a
It's a lifetime of
partnership.
services.
It's not grantor grantee.
Right.
We're
It
in this
becomes a
together.
family. We're in the
community
We're in this
together, doing
together.
good work in the
Yes.
community
We're in
together.
this together because we have to do it together to win. I want to say two things. One,
Yes.
Nikki was talking about the different career paths and everything like that, and
Right.
that's a wonderful thing that we talk about because our service agenda is higher education as a normal next step. And the Smith Family Foundation defines higher education in 5 different ways or pathways to higher education. We don't just look at higher education as going off to college because we know that a thriving community needs both an engineer, but they also need an electrician.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that people are not saying to kids, you're not college material. I don't want anyone saying that to a child,
Right.
or you don't need to go to college, or I don't want them to say that to children. I want children to feel empowered
Yes.
and know that it
And
takes.
not every
it does.
children is made to go to college.
Every child is not made to
let's
go to
face it,
college,
it's like
but
we say college,
Yes.
college, but
Yes.
some people rather work with their hands.
And that's why we have 5
trades.
pathways
Yes.
to higher education.
Right.
We look at the fact that it takes as much intelligence to read an electrician book that it does to take
And
an
you buddy
engineering
up with
book.
the
Yes.
technical
So,
schools.
Exactly.
Right.
So what we do is we promote higher education
Right.
through a 4-year college, a 2-year college, technical school, adult returning education, and career readiness. And we also consider Smith Family Foundations experts in their field. So all of the nonprofit organizations have to come through our transformative leadership development program. So we don't separate it out.
Yeah.
We include it to 5
Right.
pathways to higher education, not just going off to college. And that's how we fund,
Yes.
and that's what we promote.
Yes.
All right.
Great work, Nikki Ender. So
Great
good to have you
work.
on the
Thank you.
program.
Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank
we
you for
are
being here.
we are gonna go to a break, but don't go anywhere. Come back. We are gonna talk about a little bit more about this wonderful Giving Tuesday and some brand extravaganza.
Come back.
Don't go anywhere. They're gonna on mic you.
Good job.